Hello. We start the scene as a new Cliath was introduced to the Sept of the Green. As Olaf walks away, being done with introductions, as two faithful little cubs follow him, and a very insidious Ragabash does the same. Jacob is just following well behind, trying to ensure that hell doesn't break loose upon this fateful day.
Olaf eventually gets where he's going, which is his cabin where he lives. 15th of the day, so that's where he's gonna head. Fucking shit. And he sits down and now in the Tellurian rolls himself a cigarette. The supplies are always nearby.
And from the other side of Olaf, a Zippo lighter just go clicks and ignites his cigarette.
Fucking Regabit. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Olaf has a cigarette lit for him. This is a new and interesting experience. But, great. Given a fucking leftover by some fodder of Sept.
That girl is going to look for hell. Well, she's actually looking for hell if she's moving from that Sept to this one.
You know, at least my tribe has the dignity to put those people out of their misery at some point.
I'm a glass walker, mate. We accept everything. Mother Cockroach only wants survivors. If they are metis, oh well, they're metis.
I don't care about the metis part. I get the same chance as everyone else. It's not like it was their fault. But
you speak about... Yeah, you speak about the litany breaker. She's going to have a tough life.
Or she fucking should. If they had any common decency, should have met her end by now.
Hey, do we know if it's her fault?
Takes two to make a metis.
Tennis face.
Agreed, but, you know, just say it here.
The tenets are clear.
They are iffy at best. And Hotfix will look upon his coat, bring out some jerky, and throw it the way of Stoneclaw.
Sorry, he did what?
He's throwing you jerky.
Stoneclaw will watch this jerky fly and watch it hit the ground because this is new food from a new person, and meander over with feigned indifference and snuffle idly at this gift.
He will look, shake his head. It's always the same with the lupuses. Always the same.
No need to mock them.
Hey, I do not mock him. I'm just saying it's always the same.
And
Now,
after a thorough snuffling, the jerky is abruptly gone. Okay, it's not gone. There's visible chewing taking place, and some teeter-tottering of the head as she tries to use her tongue to get the jerky back over where her molars are. But once it's back in her back teeth, there's just idle chewing and a look of vague interest. Again, the tennis face as the two of them continue to talk.
You seem to be a tough man. Screams in silence. Or Mr. Paradox. How did that name come from?
So when I was given my rite of passage,
metaphysical shit there.
My then father, he tells me do not scream. So no matter what happened, I did not.
That doesn't sound pretty.
It wasn't.
Youch.
Takes longer than you think to grow back limbs.
Youch. Ish. Now, you seem to be a tough man, a man capable of, you know, handling himself out there, and he points to the city.
What's your point?
I have many points. Which one of you prefer to unravel for you first? Come on, I'm a Glasswalker Ragabash. I cannot make this easy.
Last time a Ragabash or a Glasswalker had a proposition for me, I was getting shot by a caliber of machine gun I'd never seen before.
That might be one of those interesting chances.
What are you planning on doing?
Okay. Are you familiar with the term of a worm-tainted company?
Very.
Good. I plan to hit one of those that I'm having currently under search.
Which one?
I cannot say you yet. I would be a bad pusher if I give you all the info from the starting sales pitch, wouldn't I?
Olaf gives Hotfix an incredulous look. So far in this Sept, we've had dealings against Magadon Pharmaceuticals and FFS, an arms manufacturer.
And he gets up, lights a cigarette, turns around and goes, ding, 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 the tough man hit the jackpot. Please, someone give him a teddy bear.
Stoneclaw begins to look about. Is there magically a teddy bear? There doesn't seem to be a teddy bear. She looks vaguely disappointed and continues chewing. She's as the tennis face goes on of watching one then the other as they speak, she lingers more and more on Olaf to assess his overall posture and his anger levels to decide whether or not she needs to start bristling.
Vaguely disgruntled, you've seen him like this like all damn day.
Yeah, that's nothing of any particular remark. Though, as he is remaining disgruntled, she will consider this for a little bit, chew idly, and then finally will amble towards the den father, and once her massive skull is looming over his lap, will just kind of teh out the jerky for him. Clearly that will make him eager.
Olaf, without so much as flinching, shoves it in his mouth.
And the Glasswalker just looks at both of you and go like, lupus love. No one can fight it.
The tail flicks about a couple times, and she'll settle in up on the porch.
No, Magadon, they tried to starve us out. Their whole point was poisoning the food supply.
I'm aiming for them, just not directly. They would expect it. We can talk here, right? I don't need to be privy of other ears listening to our conversation. And he points to all the ears in the goddamn place.
If you're planning on making a hit outside of our borders, you might want to inform the Wormful. Doesn't like surprises. Frankly, I'm on fucking ropes with all this shit going on with the city.
He will get informed when the time comes, when I have more fixed information, as it should be.
Look, the litany's pretty clear.
The litany is iffy. Yes, you're going to go through the part of fight the worm wherever it dwells and breeds. And he just opens his arms and starts spinning very slowly.
Olaf
wherever it dwells and breeds.
Olaf has like that pout that people have when they're going to say something, but you said it. It's very clear that's where he was going with this, and Hotfix is just like screaming it repeatedly.
Jacob's wolf form just kind of looks as this man seems to spin on his heel slowly. And it is kind of like doing what wolves are pretty good at, giving him an incredibly blank stare as if to push him forward onto his next point. His head almost seems to be bobbling forward and backwards, as in, yes, yes, go on. Apparently he does not.
The internet's like, no, though.
The internet's no, you may not go on. That's what happens. Or it's just Silver Fang trying to make a point.
And he's back. Okay, cool. I only got one success to notice Reiko over there.
Oh yeah, I'll roll for that as well.
Since Olaf's so involved with this secondhand jerky.
He gets two. Yeah. Jacob sees her from a fair distance.
Dots and perception. You never regret buying them. Oi.
She looks up.
Is there some reason you followed us all the way here?
She blinks a few times and then points at the tree houses just right nearby.
Ornfo's not in right now. It's obvious when Olaf mentions the Wormfoe that he's more or less looking towards that giant fucking boulder across from his house.
The one that's 12 feet from Olaf's door?
13, goddammit.
It's never going to stop being a thing.
Nope.
She just kind of sits there and looks towards the two cubs.
Stare.
And then Olaf, and that's about it. That's all she kind of does for the time being.
Tell me you didn't just hop over here from a fucking moon bridge.
Shakes her head.
So you have actual fucking ID.
She nods.
Good.
She reaches down into her pocket and produces a passport, tosses it over to Olaf.
He goes through it, and, you know, for a guy that doesn't seem like he's received more than a high school education, he seems to know exactly what he's looking for.
It is being snuffled while he's fiddling with it.
Shows that she originates from Kyoto, Japan, but she has dual citizenship.
Sweet. He tosses it back.
She grabs it.
Drive.
She kind of grimaces, shakes her head.
Learn how to fucking drive. Sick of being the Sept chauffeur.
Hey, when I'm not a cub anymore, hey, you won't have to be.
Good. Fucking dozens of us. I can count maybe 3 of us that know how to drive a vehicle.
Fucking hell, really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're gonna need more capable drivers if we're gonna be on the run half the time.
Yeah.
There's no need back home.
You ain't back home.
didn't quite have the time to learn, Olaf, Raya.
Well, you're gonna learn. Because you're here now. And that means a whole lot of fucking learning.
That's what everyone keeps saying.
Well, the reason I asked you about your method of travel and ID is because, believe it or not, we tend to get pulled over. And when somebody can't produce an ID, that becomes a whole fucking kerfuffle. Doesn't even look at Stoneclaw. Doesn't even look.
I came here through rather mundane means.
Don't tell me they actually stuck one of us on an airplane.
She shakes her head.
Good.
Took a lot longer.
Can't even imagine one of us in a screaming metal tube fucking thousands of miles in the sky.
I'm sure there are plenty who do it, Olaf, Raya.
Ugh. Probably the more moneyed ones.
I came by way of boat.
It's taken a while.
How are you alive?
I tend to be a bit more level-headed than many of my other brethren born under the full moon's light.
No, do you even know what's swimming around in the fucking oceans? How are you alive?
I didn't go swimming.
Fair.
I stayed in my cabin. Came out when I needed to use facilities that weren't there. And to eat. Said nothing. Went back to my room.
Reiko can tell from Olaf's posture that he's like just looking for shit to grill her about. Like she could have had like a ham sandwich and he'd be fucking yelling at her to figure out whether it had tomato or not. That's the sense she immediately gets.
She just looks at him with sort of this look, like she understands. Like there's a look on her face anytime that Olaf kind of gives her the stink eye. She knows. She knows where she stands in life. She makes no excuse.
Well, yeah.
He doesn't like it. He doesn't like
He
it.
doesn't like it.
He wants access. He wants access.
He wants like literal. You can see the predatory look. He's literally looking for anything. Fuck. So frustrated, Olaf turns back to Hotfix. You entertain me with your pitch.
Very well, I shall entertain you with my pitch. And he, just put himself very wisely between the giant murdering Get and the litany breaker. Oh boy. Where I stopped, and he will look at Olaf.
I believe that was a question to Rigvas and Raya.
I'm sorry, Bob the player was distracted for a second.
Don't worry, he remembers, I remember. There we go. You mentioned Magadon, and I went like this, and he starts spinning again. Wherever it dwells and breeds.
Yeah, that's a perfect recap of what you just did.
Excellent. Trickvason is your last name?
Yes.
Damn, that's complicated to pronounce.
Let's stay on topic, people.
You are in the city. You cannot kill the city. The city belongs to the Weaver, to the Worm, and we need to do our darn best to push it for Gaia.
Stare.
Okay.
Stares back. So, back to my sales pitch. You mentioned Magadon. Trying to, poison you until death.
That was the general idea, yes.
Good. I'm aiming at them. Not directly. This is what they probably expect. A bunch of angry werewolf, slamming their furry paws. No intention to offend you here. And he looks at the lupus. And kill everyone in the goddamn room. So
That is pretty much what we did.
that's a very bad idea. You cannot kill these companies by just murdering the CEO and the whole administrative board. That's dumb. They will just find a new CEO, a new administrative board, and they will keep on chugging those chemicals. What you do the Glasswalker way. You hurt them where it hurts the most to a company. You hurt them in their pockets. So what I'm doing is this. I'm searching a few of Magadon's subsidiaries, right?
Stoneclaw is now staring in confusion at Olaf because she's pretty sure pockets are not a one of those key organs you can hit to kill someone.
And he will start pacing the in front of the cabin, just exhaling a puff of smoke from his larger-than-life Habano. Now, I'm searching for a few of their subsidiaries. Then I will be searching through the directive board of those subsidiaries. Then, when I know who they are, what they do, where they sleep, and what they like to eat, I will search inside their companies. I will start with the weakest one. Breaking the weakest slab on the chain, the weakest link. I will find their shipping memorandum. And I will start hitting those trucks. And he says every word while slamming his fist into his hand, like hitting every truck. I will grab their shipping, I will hit them repeatedly, and then I will move to the next company. And when I have everything illegal I need, boom! They're dead. Their stock plummets. And he will sit beside Olaf. That's how you kill a company. Thank you very much. No need for applauses. I will be in the Sept Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. The rest of the days, I'm at the bar. Across the street.
She will now look at Olaf and say quizzically, "What is applauses?"
It's something homids do with their hands when they're entertained.
Like this.
Out of character, I have such a desire just to yell at you, "You're a fucking homid!"
So, if I'm correct, your general plan is to find these subsidiaries, go through the least profitable ones, steal their supplies of shipping, presumably.
Is Jacob still in Lupus? Or is Homid here now?
He's in Lupus and he's talking in Garuton, yes.
Yeah, he's watching the Garu, the Lupus Garu speaking about his masterful plan, and he's nodding. Yes, I plan to do that. Oh, wise Wolfie.
What if they're insured against theft?
What do you mean against theft?
You can insure possessions against theft. I mean, they have the money to do it. It will slow them down.
Of course.
Because they have to claim, the price will go up.
Certainly. And he will bring a handgun from his pocket and put it in front of the lupus because he's unloading the gun and putting it in front of the lupus.
This lupus
That-
starts getting very agitated as soon as the gun is within
Don't-
visible sight.
Stoneclaw, it's fine.
That's illegal. He will point to the gun.
She's only paying so much attention. She has gone fully hostile and is
This-
crawling up
Go
to
ahead.
her feet in a full
Aw.
bristle, teeth bared, lips curled.
He will look at Stoneclaw, grab the gun, and put it back in his pocket. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. And he said that in a Garou tongue, so Stoneclaw can get it.
She utters a derisive snort and calms down a bit. The lips come back down, but she still looks deeply, deeply upset.
He will look at Stoneclaw. Use mother's tongue. I don't understand snarling. I was born in 2 legs.
Olaf paternally headbutts Stoneclaw.
Her head is very slightly jostled. The difference in size between their skulls is horrifying, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
And when he says, "I don't understand Starling," she replies simply, "It means I do not like you."
Oh, you can speak. Excellent. I know that you don't like me then. And he will, I'm sorry for that. I'm a charming fella. And he will look back at the other lupus. As I was saying, that gun was illegal. I cannot ensure something that it's illegal, right?
Their shipping is illegal.
Some of their shipping might be, or some of their shipping might be badly shipped. I will have more information for you, oh wise lupus, when I do have more information from my tickling their networks.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest. If we can fuck with the numbers, then it won't matter too much whether it's insured or not, because what they're receiving, they'll think they'll be receiving what we leave for them, which won't be a lot.
Yeah, I have a friend, a cousin of mine doing that. Good old Ping. I will put that task onto her.
Yeah. Actually, hopefully when I'm back in the world of the living, so to speak, I should be able to help you when it comes to illegal gatherings. I should be able to get it in the wraps with some help.
I like you. And he will turn around to Olaf. And I need you.
Yeah, Olaf is in the midst of distracting Stoneclaw from her upsetness. It's really strange looking because she's still in Lupus, and he's in Hamid, but for all intents and purposes, he's engaging her in the stupid play wrestling that wolves often engage in when they're bored.
This has admittedly been a comical display of, like, Olaf engages the play wrestling, and she's like, "No, I'm angry," essentially, body language wise, and he continues, and she's like, but I'm angry, and he continues play wrestling with her, and she finally kind of gives up and is now very carefully play wrestling with Alpha.
I need all of you. Even the 2 of you that are playing like children.
From his silly headlock. Look, it's a lovely idea.
It's
We
not
have to
lovely,
kind of-
it's productive.
Reiko kind of looks up from where she's sitting, kind of cans her head to one side, looking at the guy, whatever his name
Yeah.
is.
The guy acknowledges these looks and shoots a look back. Yes.
You really do enjoy the sound of your own voice, don't you?
I'm a ragabash, young lady. Of course I do enjoy the sound of my own voice.
Huh.
And that's very uppity for a litany breaker. I just point that out now.
Oh, Olaf is now just kind of like sitting next to Stoneclaw, and he too is playing face tennis.
Looks up at him, She kind of curls up her legs onto the log. She just kind of closes her eyes and sits there and folds her hands in her lap. It is as you say.
It is
The end of
as
the
I
wrestling.
said, but
Go ahead.
okay. It is as I said, but don't worry. I watched a really good show. They say some shit like, wear your faults like an armor and nobody can break your balls, or something like that.
A true
Blank.
master of the spoken word.
No, not actually me. I just copy the shit I learned from other people.
This is like watching a fucking volcano of sarcasm erupting everywhere.
It's an amazing display. So, yes,
What is
I need you,
sarcasm?
all of you.
I'll explain later.
What is
Even
a volcano?
you. And he puts and he points to Stormclaw.
Blink. I still do not like you.
I know that you don't like me. Give me time. I'm a lovely person. Or
I
Garou.
think-
You keep fucking saying that, but okay. My point is, run it by the one foe. He knows the city better than pretty much most of us. And we'll see what we can do. Right now, the park's under a lot of police scrutiny.
Are you breaking litany?
He's not.
Me?
Submit to higher in station.
He hasn't done
I
anything yet,
will-
Stoneclaw.
I will submit when I have something to submit.
You tell us. So tell Wormfo.
I present idea. I will present idea to Wormfall.
Yes.
I will shoot him an email.
Blink.
A Weaver letter.
Blink.
Olaf kind of like butts up against the side of her head again.
A Weaver howl.
He gets his face licked.
Yeah.
Very delicate, like puppy face licks are happening, which means
remember
that
when-
he's getting swarmed.
Ah, Jesus. You remember when I told you about homoglyphs, Stoneclaw?
Yes. Slap.
Sometimes the Homids, they write whole bunches of glyphs to each other. They send it across the Weaver's webs and they see it on each other's little screen things. You remember screen thing?
Yes.
That's what he's talking about.
Why not just talk?
Not always there. And he gestures towards the rock, which is bereft of its true resident, Garrett Cosma. See? Wormfo's not here. But he can
So
still
sniff.
talk to Wormfo now. What if they both have to be in different places?
Why would you have to be in different places? If it is important to talk, you go where they are and talk.
I have a lot of people to talk and even more people to rob. I cannot be every place every time. I should
You're a
Weaver letters
ragabash.
to people.
You will find way.
Of course I will find. I always find a way.
Look, Glasswalkers are very homedy. This is just their way of doing things.
Also, that's true.
Around the time I got drugged through the cyber realm, I learned to just accept it.
Go with the flow. It will make everything easier.
What is go with the flow? Looks at Olaf again.
You know how it's harder to swim upriver than down?
No.
Well, it is.
I think I have it. I think I have it. He will look at Stoneclaw. Do you remember hunting?
Yes.
It's easier if you follow your instincts, doesn't it?
That is how you do it.
There we go. You understand.
How else
Very
would you
good.
do it? Head tilt.
I can pay other people for that. I don't understand it.
Blink.
Is
So,
a mid phrase. Leave it at that.
It means acceptance for how things are, and to just accept it.
You said, Olaf, that the Sept is being surrounded by evil people, also known as police. Disclaimer, this is an in-character thinking. Don't take it otherwise. Thank you very much, people watching the scene.
Is surrounded by people. That is evil. Plants a big old paw on Olaf's shoulder. She's laying on her side, so it's just like back to the fuck games, essentially.
Yeah, about those people. Is anyone actually in Sept just killing all these people? Because I'll be honest, not only is it beginning to piss me off, but it's beginning to put us at risk.
No, we wouldn't. It attracts attention.
Right, so someone else is trying to do it to attract attention to us.
Or something. The fact of the matter is we just don't know. Now keep in mind, I have a right to get pissed off at you the first thing you said. One of the people who got killed recently was a fucking kinfolk. Was going to be my sister-in-law. I was not happy.
Did any of you have a chance to examine the crime scene?
I would have, but I'm currently kidnapped. When I'm kidnapped, I might have a chance.
People been tied up this, that way, and the other. It wasn't that much later we had a fucking assassin come in here.
I'm not
assassin.
allowed. Too many people.
Yeah. You shouldn't be in lupus around here. That's a bad idea.
It's fine in the warded areas.
Yeah, have it done.
Glowers.
Anyway, the whole assassination thing was a one-off. It's something you send cannon fodder at. We've got a beef with House Gleaming Eye from the Silver Fangs.
No idea of how to start.
I will roll my intelligence Garu lore for this.
Okay.
Good thing I can't really ignore that in character.
Jacob already having been informed about the Gleaming Eye.
Damn. Bob, you probably know a little bit more about Gleaming Eye than I do.
They're the Silver Fang Inquisition, effectively.
I really couldn't have put it better myself. They're extreme hardliners. They have a lot of philodoxes. They were involved in a massive slaughter of, God, I can't remember a different Silver Fang house. You're using Guru lore, so I got to keep it kind of general.
Yeah.
But,
so Jacob knows what house that is.
Yeah, but
Rico kind of just looks up. How did you get them breathing down your necks?
a survivor from Osterhall found herself with us.
They think they're all worm-tainted. So they think either we're all worm-tainted by association, or they're going to try and save us from being worm-tainted.
Mostly by killing us.
Yeah. So it's effectively a civil war at this point.
House Gleaming Eye does not seem the type to save. I'm sure they wouldn't fancy themselves a cleansing fire.
They certainly do. Either way, not exactly the proudest bunch of fucking people I've ever met. Because the person they sent to do the deed, at least this time, was a kinfolk. Didn't set off any of our wards, get in a veil-protected area, and didn't carry silver. It's a pretty smart move, all told. Problem being, to our advantage, of course, they sent a complete fucking idiot.
Who was the assassination target?
I used to know her by Cinnamon Harris. She was Cinnamon Harris when I fucking raised her. Now she goes around calling herself Ophelia. I do track as her deed name, defies death.
Okay. I wouldn't accept a contract. And those for that know their way around the underworld, you know that this man is using a lot of underworld lingo.
Yeah.
I wouldn't never accept a contract against someone called defies death.
Well, you gotta look at it this way, Hotfix. You're a fucking kinfolk. If you don't do what they tell you to do on something they consider that important, you're probably gonna fucking die. You go and you do it. Maybe your family survives you.
That's a maybe. A
Yeah.
very big maybe.
Either way, this fella came and done did it. It wasn't maybe a few seconds after the first shots rang out, the rest of us came up on him, and well, he didn't last that long. Human bodies rarely do when a Krynos Guru marches up and tears their fucking leg off like a chicken drumstick.
This is why, and he pulls something from his pocket. It's a little sleek black tube. You use one of those. Of these, I mean.
I know. I mean, like, keep in mind, I showed up to the party with a fucking... God, was it a Bowie knife at the time? It was a big
Ow.
fucking knife. I ended up just stomping on the guy, but it was in a warded area. I don't think he wanted to be caught any more than we did.
You really go medieval on this shit.
It's my preference. The last time a firearm was discharged in this sept, it seemed like most of New York's precincts were dedicated to staring at us.
Right.
Sending a single kinfolk to kill off a Garu seems like a fairly lowly move, in my opinion.
And it has its merits. Low risk, high reward, and frankly, they probably considered the idea of actually killing her to be a side benefit. The real benefit was testing our defenses, how tight we could keep our information networks, how quickly it would take us before we noticed when outsiders slipped in if they hadn't announced themselves, that kind of thing. They sacrificed one kinfolk, and let's face it, only 1 in 10 becomes Guru, to gain all of that information, and maybe a kill, and he was damn near successful. That seems so stupid now, eh?
So you suspect you have a leak? Or that your info network is not tight as it should be?
It's been on my mind. I don't like that guy just walked into this sept on merits of him being a kinfolk. I don't like how fucking easy that was.
I can actually give you a hand on that, Ola.
Yeah. It's not me you gotta convince. I'm a
I know,
guardian.
but you seem to be pretty well respected.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
For something like that, you'd have to convince the warder, who does happen to be my cousin.
Damn. Okay, we're all cousins here, apparently.
We come from a big family.
Me too.
Contemplates the Mercy Raya's wing. Somewhat more distant, but I still know him. He still shows up at family gatherings.
Oh, okay. I will shoot him some info. But just saying here, speaking out loud, you can contact a glass walker to go. This guy just entered the set. We are holding him like 12 hours under custody. Do a bug search on him.
Yeah. We'll see. There's a lot of kinfolk on this sept that come in and out a lot.
Yeah, that's a thing you need to control. Information is the key if you don't want to get whacked.
I actually agree. We'll keep an eye on it in the future.
Okay, so someone tried to murder one of your raised calves. A lot of people is dying around this place.
Yeah, she's a foster nowadays.
There you go. She has gone through in the stages of life then. Something else I should be privy about?
Like,
I don't know. You tell me.
alright. Quick, like, no unauthorized vampire hunting. Stay out of the Bronx. It's apparently infested with something. When last any of us checked, Long Island was kind of a hot zone. Don't know if I'm mobilizing there yet, though I'd like to. Kind of wishy-washy with the Magi, but better to not associate them with them than associate with them.
Okay.
And the Fae are a thing.
Yeah, Pink told me so.
Fuck
The
us.
fucking
Our
tooth
father.
fairy.
Indeed. Don't like them. They're flighty. Very concerned with silly shit.
And I heard something around while digging through some info. Um, does the red sun mean something to you?
Red Suns. The more I think about the Red Suns, the more I realize that they were something that FFS was funding to keep us distracted. Fair number for Morty amongst them, but killed a handful. And then when we got rid of FFS's presence around here, they got real quiet, which doesn't surprise me at all. Suddenly their gun supply and therefore Morty are drug out from under them, and everyone they pissed off is still there with their own guns.
Want to help me make a move on them? After, of course, the wormful accredits the killing of a worm-tainted group. But I'm planning to, and he's dead serious at this moment, I'm planning to replace them with my own gang, the Diamond Dogs.
The Diamond Dogs.
Yes, the Diamond Dogs. You can call me Big Boss. Wink, wink.
Yeah, like the Olaf just kind of like stares blankly.
Jacob's head almost tilts to the point of being a 180-degree turn.
Congratulations, Alejandro. You turned Jacob into an owl.
I did.
Like it's such an excruciatingly slow process, and then just speeds up when he says you can call him Big Boss. And he's like, "Are we actually?" And he's just thinking, "Are we actually doing this? Are we seriously doing this?"
Oh, damn, son, we are.
This is my life now.
This is my life now. What have I become?
So, yeah, I'm planning to take some of their turf. First, and correct me if I'm wrong, oh, holy Raya, and he will look at Olaf. Stop around me.
Stoneclaw echoes the grrr
You
much
are
more
also-
deeply.
Could the Sept use some cash? Some money, some, green.
Or Beta's a silver fang.
They can always use green then.
I suppose so. The man doesn't think twice about. Okay, man, the guru doesn't think twice about money that is more than I see in like 7 months.
Okay. I'm planning to the following, and this will not break the litany, and therefore I shouldn't need the Wormfo approval. But I'm asking
Stare.
this to you, so I might know.
So much staring.
I'm planning to find an abandoned warehouse around New York and host a raid party.
Let me go make a weird street rise roll.
Go right ahead, boy. Oh, I
He
like those.
knows where all the abandoned warehouses are.
I'm going to love this, Lupus. Then he will proceed. I will charge cheap. We'll get people, and I want some of our people inside. If something wormish, TV appears, we don't kill it there. We track it. We see the nest. Then we know, and then we kill him. And we use all the money we get and all the possible influence, either via "I'm very proud of you coming here, shake hands," or I have info about you. Yeah, this is blackmail. So have a solidified place for the Sept of the Green in New York. Just saying. Little tiny tad idea.
Sounds strategically optimal. The problem's just getting a foothold in the first place. I know a few places.
Oh, if you know a few places, then you and me can work together. Don't you worry yourself about the cybersecurity. I can, I can take care of that. I can redirect the police if something happens. And he grins.
As long as I'm not stepping on anyone's toes. He just looks up to Olaf right when he says that.
Aren't you supposed to be getting unkidnapped or some shit?
Yeah, that's going to be happening soon. Don't worry about it.
They're like starting to encourage me to starve your ass.
Yeah, fucking ping. Yeah.
Why are you trying to? Hey,
Because people fucking overthink things, hotfix.
and he looks at the lupus and points a finger. If
I
you say
think the
fucking
deal
to
was
my
better.
cousin,
Stoneclaw
one more
looks
time.
serenely to Jacob and says simply, "I will eat your share."
No, I do
King
not agree with the
ass.
starving. I shall eat my shit. He just states incredibly plainly.
I will see what I can do because I do not like taking shit that's already
Snort.
had its claims spread around. The highest in station took theirs, and so on and so forth. It's the law of fucking nature that whatever's left, that person the pecking order gets. The only way you can take it from that person is if you challenge them in the fucking pecking order. This is just fucking with shit that I don't like fucking with. And frankly, it can be just as convincing if I punch the shit out of you for a while. And oh look, he was abused in captivity, but they probably fed him the Romans or something. It's very fucking easy.
Yeah, I mean that's
Look,
the plan. He says he just like kind of his sentence withers literally.
look. It's very fucking obvious. I'm not running that show. Other people are running that show. You're gonna have to get out there at some point or the other. Grin, bear it. Prove yourself strong enough. Hate to have to fucking start over.
It's what I signed on for.
Good.
But yeah, once all that's sorted, and I'll probably be out for a few days, I'll be able to help out a little bit more.
You know, there's like no fucking way you can actually stay in the police force, right?
Yeah, that's
Whoa,
kind
whoa,
of.
whoa, yo! You're a policeman.
Was.
Well, shit. I
Eh.
never thought I would be talking to a policeman so close.
Former policeman. He's one of the people now. Don't be like that.
I know. All things stay.
And then Olaf looks at Reiko suddenly like, huh? Not gonna get a rise out of you? Fuck the police get a rise out of you? Huh? Huh? Huh?
Stare.
She's not even really paying attention for the most part. If Olaf is like directly talking to her,
No.
no, then yeah, she's just kind of sitting there, kind of just looking at the group. But for the most part, quiet and serene.
Yo, eyes of sunshine.
That is not my deed name.
I know. I'm just trying to get your attention, make you piss off. Both, if I can.
Mm.
If you
Would
wish
you like
to,
to take? Yes. Go ahead.
if you wish to piss me off, as you put it, you're doing a very poor job.
Damn it! I will try harder next time. Now.
Bother.
Would you like some piece of the action?
In what regard?
In something of everything I just said?
If you can figure out a place for me to be of use, then certainly.
What you can do? What are your skills?
I am a full moon. My skills generally pertain to the duty given to me by our Jade Mother.
So you basically kill shit.
More
Among other
importantly,
things.
do you have literally any plan in your head about where you're gonna stay? Because you're the creepiest fucking lawn ornament.
More than
Stoneclaw looks
likely.
slightly hurt. She has been displaced.
Well, look,
She
Straight at
simply
attention.
turns her chin up towards the treehouse again. Until my uncle can find me a suitable place to live here amongst the Sept. Seems as good a place as any, and I can likely be of use here, especially with the issues of people being, you said, murdered on the Sept, correct?
It's not that fucking simple. There's a weird pattern to it. I've been examining it for a while.
Perhaps an extra set of eyes would not hurt in this situation.
If you prove yourself a steady hand, we need pretty much every set of them we can get when it comes to Guardian Corps' needs. Even if those hands do belong to a fucking Carrick.
If you wish to assess that nature, she just sits there, places her hands on her knees. You'll find that my hands are plenty cool.
And Olaf looks intrigued by this. But eventually, after much beard stroking. At this very moment, no. But I might be the one testing you in the future.
I will do my best to ensure that it is not a wasted effort.
Good.
Trickvassen, right? She says.
I don't know.
Stern.
Well, there's so many hours in the fucking day. Speaking of which, and Olaf gets up. Stoneclaw.
Hmm.
Going hunting.
Stands up. Looks expectant.
Are you or are you not? I don't know how hungry you are.
Always hungry.
Catch a rabbit and then come back. We got walking to do.
Trickvassen, right?
What?
You mentioned that the Bronx and Long Island are areas that we should not go. Are there any others?
And you can tell he's actually trying to think about this. Right now, like the big overall fuck this so and so are the Bronx and Long Island.
I see.
That being said, I'm sure that there's a couple of hideaways that one of the other types use. They're gonna get all territorial over. One day we may get around to it, but for now we have nearer threats.
Are there any persona non gratas amongst the other Dizians here in the city that we should avoid?
Magi aren't allowed in here, under any circumstances.
I see.
Every once in a while the fucking Alfar will come by and have this big hoity-toity thing. Well, that's mostly Fianna shit. I don't dabble in it. You'll get a further debriefing from the wormhole. For now, I get to go walk around, so Stoneclaw here, after she hurries up and catches a rabbit.
Stoneclaw comes trotting back, chewing.
Efficient.
She may or may not be eating her cash jerky. Because Eric gets silly.
And there you see. Got all kinds of Sept duties. Jacob,
Hmm.
Umbra's the only shift you can take anyway. Come with us.
Sure, okay. He just says rather blankly, still a little bit wounded by the whole police officer thing.
Actually, I have a novel fucking idea. Jacob, you know the route we take at the Umbra, right?
Yeah.
You and Stoneclaw. Cover
Perk.
more ground that way. Stoneclaw,
Wag.
you and Jacob gonna patrol together this time.
Yes.
Alright. You two go hit the Umbra, go patrol.
And she is already trotting towards the closest of the bodies of water to do just that.
Carrick,
She looks up.
you're with me. You have to learn to fucking bond anyway.
As you say, Tryggvason Rare.
Hot fix.
Yeah,
Be good.
I'm always good.
And I imagine the various parties go their separate ways.
Yep.
Yep.
Unless someone wants to do something else, that's probably the end of our scene.
It can be a separate scene.
Yeah. Gottfried will just throw a small card under Olaf, what he supposes Olaf's cabin, and he will strut back to his apartment to dine on steak and wine.
Does he straight up like Disco Stew strut like the whole fucking way?
Yep.
That'd be amazing.
He does.
Yes!
You can tell by the way I walk that I'm the latest man. No time to talk.
Okay.
Aside from the chorus, that's all I got.
Take us away, man.
Oh, fine, sure. Well, thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene for Rage Across New York for Living World of Darkness. I hope you've all thoroughly enjoyed. Thank you, and good night.